All right, so welcome. We're here with Peyton from Fourth Radical, and we're here to talk about, today we're talking about this couple. You've probably seen this viral video, this couple with guns coming out and pointing them at protesters who were, by all accounts, peaceably walking by the front door of this house. So what happened was we have Mayor Crewsome, St. Louis, ended up giving out personal information, names and addresses of people who wanted police reform. So she gave that information out, later apologized, but once you give out people's information, apology doesn't do much. The information's out. It's not coming back in. So people were protesting. The protesters were marching on their way to the mayor's house to protest out front. Apparently, there were some kind of road closures, so they took this alternate route through what apparently are private roads in a private neighborhood. Now, it depends what you read. It's not exactly clear that maybe a gate was broken or how exactly a gate was broken by the protesters. Not a gate to the house, but a gate to the neighborhood. And then the protesters came in, and along the way, we see this massive mansion and these people coming out, waving guns, pointing them at the protesters going by. And this is sort of unbelievable. Now, we want to remember gun laws are different in every state, but generally this is considered very unacceptable to go out and point guns at people that are not causing you imminent danger. Now, this couple has come out and claimed that they felt in danger. They felt like their life and property were in danger. But in most cases, you don't get to go get a gun, come back to a situation, and then claim self-defense because you went and got a firearm and then came back to the place that was supposedly making you feel unsafe. Seems like you would just go inside. What do you think, Peyton?
Yeah, I mean, this is I was laughing so hard at this story. I mean, these couple, they look like they're in a 24 movie. I mean, have you seen some of these photos? Chris, put up some photos right now for them to see. Look at these photos. I mean, look at like the shadow around some of these, this guy's face, and like, I mean, these are insane, absolutely insane photographs. They are completely comical, and she has her finger on the trigger.
Yeah,
there. That's
right.
not safe. That's completely dangerous. They're waving around their weapon. Clearly they're not trained, right? Like, I've even seen some great 2A people, Second Amendment people, people who, look, they believe in gun rights, full stop, but then turning around and being like, well, yeah, but you can't hold the gun like that. You got to have some more training. You got to be a little bit more careful. I mean, this is genuinely dangerous. This stuff is genuinely dangerous, right? Because, I mean, you can't just come outside and wave your gun at people, because at the end of the day, that's just going to escalate, right? Like, if you think that that's going to actually make you safer, I'm not sure that it actually is. Standing around waving guns at people, I mean, that's just begging, man. That's just begging to get hit. That's just begging for something bad to happen. Because again, they were going on a protest to protest the fact that a mayor, which, by the way, Democratic mayor, not all Democrats are clearly good, because Democratic mayor coming out and doxing people who are in favor of police reform, giving out their names, giving out their address. Oh, well, they want to defund the police, so they must be bad people. So, I mean, they're just on their way to peacefully protest, peacefully assemble. It turns out that they had to go through a private road in order to do it. And these people come out waving guns.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, if you show this video to people that are, gun trainers, people who are experts in guns, they would be aghast. This is not how you're supposed to handle things. You don't, even if you think it's unloaded, you do not point a gun at something unless you are ready to destroy that thing, and you certainly don't put your finger on the trigger. And yet in these videos, she is nonchalantly finger on the trigger, she's pointing it at protesters who have their back to her, right? Not a danger to her. They're hanging out in the street, right? She's pointing a gun at them, finger on the trigger. There's a scene where she's casually just holding the gun to her side, and it's pointing at her husband's head, finger on the trigger. I mean, she's very lucky that she didn't ruin her or someone else's life acting like this way, and it's completely ridiculous. I have not seen one picture or video that in any way made it seem like their lives were in danger. There were a couple protesters standing on the sidewalk yelling at them.
Right. It didn't even look like they were walking up to their house or anything like that. They were going by, and then they come out like, oh my gosh, we've got to defend life, liberty, guys, Guys, these pictures, this video, more than anything, in some ways, it encapsulates right now the American experience. These afraid elites who are afraid of these protesters, and of course they're white, they're barefoot, standing outside, they've got their guns, but they don't know how to use it. It encapsulates right now the moment in which we live. This moment where they're afraid, unwarrantedly, of course, that these people are going to come and they're going to, take away their property, take away their life, when really they just want justice. They just want to protest the fact that a Democratic mayor who claims to be on their side because oh, she's a Democrat, is doxing people who want to change the system. And so you end up with these terrified elites who look like they could be in the monarchy, in revolutionary France, who are terrified. Yeah, I mean, come on, man, come on.
Yeah, it's that kind of reaction, right? People are trying to protest, people are trying to get their message out, and then it's met with violence and escalation of guns when, it seems to me like this was totally unnecessary. These people could have gone in their house, sat there with their guns, and then when no one came in the house, it all would have passed and been fine.
Exactly. Like, if you were genuinely afraid, like you're sitting here like, okay, I might be in trouble, or my stuff might be in trouble. Okay, I hear you. I mean, I wouldn't have felt the same way. People are marching by. I'd probably get my phone out and I'd take videos because I think it would be kind of cool or whatever. But okay, you're afraid, whatever, whatever. Have your gun and stay inside. Stay inside. Yeah. Don't intimidate people. Don't pressure people. Don't beg for someone to come hit you, because then something might happen. Thankfully, thank God, nothing did happen. Nothing did escalate there. But, you just end up in this situation where this couple who, a law partner couple, right? Am I mistaken?
Right, they're both lawyers.
Yeah, they're both lawyers, and I think they own a firm together or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't recall.
The reputation of their firm, I'm sure they're getting a bunch of phone calls. Everybody's making fun of them for this. I mean, this is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and the bottom line, there's a number of states where what this couple did would get you a visit from the police, right? This would be a crime in a lot of places. You can't just go around pointing guns at people. Well, thanks, Peyton, for weighing in on the subject. Make sure to head over and check out Fourth Radical on YouTube. And thanks again, Peyton.